This is Moria from Luxury Bag Heaven and handbagliners.co.uk. I have got a lot to tell you today because there is a bag that I have tried to research before buying, and there is nothing about this bag, and I'm really annoyed. It's like a British brand. It's, I would think, quite popular. There's literally zero information apart from like little promotional videos that the company's made, and I am talking about Anya Hindmarch. I'm a plastic bag. So there are reviews of the larger one, but nothing for the extra small, which is the bag that I was really keen to get, and just have some information about. So I've decided to make this video because I just think it's just a very cute bag. I like sort of the idea behind it. I'm going to talk about that, but mainly wanted to give you some pros and cons because there's really very little information. I'm going to show you what fits and some size comparisons towards the end. I don't want to sound negative, but I'm going to start with the cons because not because there's a lot of cons, just because there's things I've noticed and I thought I have to write it down because people need to know before buying it. But you know, before I get into the cons, just to let you know, I don't regret buying the bag. I did buy it pre-loved, which I'm really like happy because I've paid less than retail. But yeah, I just thought there's quite a lot to mention that sort of I noticed. You might not notice, you might not even think that it's a con. If you own the bag and you love it, excuse me, I'm really sorry. It's not personal, it's just literally my thoughts on the bag. So the first thing I noticed, obviously, without an organizer, this is a very flimsy bag. Like there is no structure. It's really lightweight. There's no really substance to it because it's really made of the coated canvas, and the interior is just like this cotton. So yeah, it's like it's a very soft bag. You know, so you just need to be aware of it, that you will get it, and sometimes because there's no structure you might sort of think it's cheap, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying just be aware there's very little structure to this bag. So it comes with a detachable strap. It's very hard to gauge the size online, especially looking at her website, but I'll do some size comparison towards the end. The second thing I noticed are the handles. So there's something here that's quite interesting, which is the A for Anya and H for Hindmarch, which I really like. But when it comes to like durability and wear and tear, I did notice after short use, one of the seams have come out, so that meant this handle was a wee bit loose, and it made me look into it because you know I had to sort of try and work it out, how am I going to repair it. So I did do it myself. I'm very proud of myself. But it made me think, why would there be so little you know like seam and thread holding the bag and holding the handles to the bag. So to me, that's a little bit of a con, which makes me more aware of what it loads it up with. And it also put me off buying the larger one because if that's the structure they use for the handles, I am not keen on that for the larger, heavier, you know, tote that you're going to load even more. So that's something to think about. The strap is detachable. Like I said, the hardware is really nice. It's sort of like, I would say it's like brass. To me, that's a brass color, not a gold color, which surprised me, but I was really happy. So taking off the strap, you don't have to wear it with the strap. The strap is like, this is number 3. The strap is really thin. So thin, not thin as in here, thin as in here. So it's not very wide. And you know, I think kind of long term, probably it could have done with another half centimetre or centimetre to make it just slightly bulkier and wider. And also, I needed to go and get some holes in it because really there was not enough holes. It was far too long, and I'm an average size. I'm a 5'5". So that's something I thought adds to the flimsiness of the bag, which doesn't put me off, but I just thought I'm not very keen on the strap. It is useful. That's a pro that I'm going to talk about. Just sort of the crossbody, you know, side of the bag that I kind of like actually. But last thing about the handles, there's quite a lot about the handles if you haven't noticed. These are like super short, like they're really short handles. Like I can hardly get it here. Like this is as far as it goes. It's definitely not a top handle on the crook of the arm bag, which I think it's a shame because it would have been a lot more practical and easier to use if you could pop it on your hand without struggling to get your hand in. And I'm talking about winter time, it's really a problem because there's a jacket there. So literally like you're trying to get your arm and it's just here. So I'm not asking it for Anya to make it shoulder, although it would have been nice. But like honestly, like the drop is so little. So just to make you aware, so you would really kind of just really hold it like that. You would struggle to do this easily. It's doable, but you know, it's up to you if you want to fight and try and get your arm in, or you're just going to hold it the way I hold it, which is like this. The fourth con, it would be the price. So for me, although it's like a competitor of Goyard, which is what I wanted something with monogram. I wanted something coated canvas or something like that that's quite waterproof. The price to me it's not a cheap bag. This is a £475 bag. I don't know how much you pay if you buy it abroad. She does do 10% on her website, which I think is lovely. So maybe you want to treat yourself, you get 10% off. So you're sort of under, you know, you're still paying the 400, but you're not paying 475. You do get a lot more choice now. So there's the eyes, you know, you've got the ones with the pockets in the front, which I think cost more. I just got the one that says I'm a plastic bag. And I thought that's really pretty. So it's really like nicely stitched, if you can see. It's a really nice fine work to do all this applique at the front. So that sort of finishes off the cons. I hope I didn't put you off too much. I'm moving on to the pros. So the pros, when I got the bag, although the seam was coming loose, I actually noticed how nice and soft the handles are. So that's something that I really like, and to me that's sort of quality leather. On the website she does mention it's Italian leather, which I feel like there is quality in the bag, and the bag, you know, obviously it's got all this and all this is all the same leather. So when I see the bag online, because it's got the word plastic in it, in my head I was like, this is going to be so hard, it's going to be really rigid, it's not going to be comfortable. But I was really pleasantly surprised with the lovely softness of the leather. But that leads me to a small side con, which is something's happening here with these handles, and they just lose like the shape, and I'm not sure if it's the way it was stored. It does go sort of, yeah, it does fall down. So that's, you know, if you get the softer leather, maybe that's what happens. I get it, fine. But just to let you know, it is definitely not the ones that are just going to stand out like this. So yeah, so that's a nice pro. Capacity wise, I can show you what I've got in my organizer, which you can get on the luxurybagheaven.co.uk website. There is a lot in this bag and can still be filled even more. So we have a bottle, I have an umbrella, I have my glasses, my wallet. It will fit a full-size wallet if you need to. Some tissues. I got like a little catch-all that I made, and it's got like some lipstick and hand sanitizer. And I've got my sunglasses. So there is really quite a lot that fits in this bag, and it's really surprisingly spacious, although it's called the extra small. And you do have this really nice feature of the zipped top, and I don't really use it, but I think it's a really nice touch. It gives that bag just a bit extra you know, like value, and you know, you can use it like this for traveling. I just think that's really, really pretty. And it's got a beautiful pocket inside, which I also like, but I don't use, which is here, so you can stick your cards, cash. I don't think it'll fit a passport, but you will fit quite maybe coins as well. My biggest pro for this bag is sort of her journey to make it. She's taken 2 years to explore and to develop this canvas, which is pretty durable. And it's actually nice and soft, and I really like the feel of it. It almost feels rubbery, and there is nothing plastic about it. There's nothing rigid or like smelly or hard or like not tactile about it. So I do think it's quite a nice bag to touch in general. And she has sort of done these corners, which I think, as opposed to the Goyard, which has the tote without them, it will wear better in general. It will keep the bag longer. I don't put it on the floor, but yeah, I just think if you do travel, or even if you just kind of, brush against something, you've still got that protection there, which I thought was lovely. Saying that, there is a scuff on it. I have no idea how I got it, but it's really hard to see. But I just noticed this morning because it's literally like diagonal there, like, yeah, you can see it is running there. You don't really see it because it's part of the pattern, but obviously that is a scuff. So that sort of tells me it's not 100% durable. Fine, we don't need to kill our bag to make the point that it's durable. But yeah, just to make you aware, it might happen. I like the fact that there's Italian leather on it, and I did mention that. And she did really, you could tell she's really thought this through. Wear and tear, I mean, apart from the scuff, I can't really tell you. I'm assuming the leather will go even softer. You're going to have some maybe more scuffs, possibly on the corners, just because they are leather and leather's more, prone to sort of showing wear and tear at some point. There is one more thing I wanted to feedback. Maybe Anya's watching my video. I feel that although I like the fact that it's crossbody, because it's so flimsy and soft, it doesn't hold its shape when you put it crossbody, and it's almost like misshapen, and it goes a bit funny, like you can feel it going like that on the side of your body when you put it on. So I wouldn't put it under the category of crossbody, because crossbody to me is something that has a bit more structure. It was made to be a crossbody bag. With this bag, I feel she wanted to make a smaller version of the tote, and then she thought, I'll add a strap, make it a bit more versatile, and I get that. And once again, I do use the strap, but I think it is not a crossbody bag. And one of the other reasons I say that is because the way it's connected to the bag, you can see there's like a very small ring, and the tab's not very big, so it doesn't feel like it will sort of wear well long term, but also I would be scared to load it up too much, because this part doesn't look super strong to me, as are those seams that we've talked about at the start. So that's just a point. That is my really personal opinion. I'm going to do the price comparison now and just put my stuff back in while I get the other bags. It's a perfect size for me. I am really, I have been using this bag quite a bit. I didn't think I would really be taken by it, but actually the size is so perfect. So even with all the stuff that I showed you earlier, you can really even just go in. There's still so much space in there, and I can close it. There's not a problem. Some bags, you fill them up and you could hardly close them, but this one is still got loads of space, and it closes absolutely fine, nothing bulging. That's it loaded up. Price comparison. I have my two Longchamps. I didn't want to, I've reviewed them in the past, so you can go and watch that. But I have another extra small, which is my lovely Longchamp extra small. And I can just show you. So this is, to me, an extra small, whereas the Anya one would be more of a small. So can you see how much larger Anya's bag is? And side by side, this way. So they both got the strap, but you can see the extra small is smaller. Yeah, and it's not as long. So this is the extra small and the extra small, but there is quite a size. I mean, there's like good, but I would say maybe 8-10 centimeters difference. So that's quite a long base to me. That's a really nice size base. And then I've got the small top handle. So this is larger, but it's still quite, I mean, similar. I would say those are probably more similar to each other than the two extra smalls. So that's, see, the base is almost the same size. Slightly narrower, but really there is quite a similarity here. And the top handle, which I've spoken before, you can see how much shorter this is compared to the Longchamp. There's a lot more space to put your hand through this one rather than this one. So that's something to consider. So those are the two Longchamp, extra small and small, compared to the lovely I'm a Plastic Bag. Do not be fooled and Google I am not a plastic bag, because that is a different bag, I think. You will still get to this one eventually, but I kept saying I'm not a plastic bag, but it's I am a plastic bag. So I want to say thanks to Anya. She's obviously not sponsored any of this. I bought this with my own money. Just to say thank you for creating something different, like really contemporary, but not in a bad way. It doesn't feel cheap. And it's very practical. So yeah, I do really like it, and I recommend it if you love sort of smaller bags, and not entirely small, but smaller bags. I think you would really enjoy this one. Thank you for watching. Please find me on Instagram and Facebook, and if you need any organisers for any sizes of the Anya Hindmarch bags, please let me know. Have a great day. Bye.